Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you two new products from the brand new Revolution Pro range. This range is in place of Freedom Makeup London. So I'm really excited about sharing these two new products with you. The first is the Revolution Pro Full Cover Camouflage Foundation in the shade F4. And yeah, really can't wait to try that. Looks absolutely amazing. I did a couple of swatches actually in my video yesterday where I shared with you the products that I'd purchased. I'll link that video down below if you want to have a look at that. But I will be sharing all of the products during this week for you. The next is the Revolution Pro Full Cover Camouflage Concealer, again in C4. Now this was £5, this was £7, and there are still 18 shades in each of these products, so 18 shades in that and 18 shades in that. If you have tried the Conceal and Define Concealer or the new stick foundation from Makeup Revolution, you will possibly be, or you will be, the same shade. So it's a crossover. So F4 in this is the same as F4 in the stick foundation and C4 in the concealer shade. So yeah, really looking forward to trying these, like I say. First of all, I'm going to try the concealer. Now, when I looked at this yesterday, I thought £5, that isn't a lot of product. You're getting 8.5ml or 0.29 fluid ounces. But when I swatched it on my hand in yesterday's video, you only needed the tiniest amount. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how much product I need to pop under my eye to conceal under my eye, and if it's what I think, which is a very tiny amount, then this is very good value for money because this is going to last a long time. So let's have a look. So I'm just going to pop a little bit. Now I'm only going to pop that much, not any more than that, and you can see that that's only a tiny dot of product. So let's see what that does. Now a little bit of this product, I was quite right, does go an incredibly long way. That has literally, that one little dot. I'm just going to get my Wilko brush. It's just a very inexpensive brush just to get into those places where I can't get into. Now I've got those nails on. I can't believe how little product I've had to use to cover that area. Usually when I can go by the Conceal and Define, when I apply that, I literally apply it all along here, and it's literally covered everything that I want covered. So I'm impressed. So I'm going to try the other eye. Again, just a tiny little dot. I can't believe that. I'm going to have to put a tiny bit more on this side. I can see why they felt that they put this amount in, the 8.5ml, because you really do not need a lot of product at all. Again, I always have to do this in certain areas under my eye. I just can't, it's just that my problem areas are under my eyes, and I feel that, it did cover it very well, but I'm always a little bit more concerned with the under eye area. Like I say, it's my problem area. I always worry about that area. So that is the foundation. No, not the foundation. The concealer on. 4 dots is amazing. I can see that a tube this size is going to last and last and last when you only have to put on a tiny dot of product to get that coverage. Now we're moving on to the full cover Camouflage foundation. The only thing that I felt, and these all came wrapped in plastic packaging, I had to unwrap so much yesterday, but the only thing that I found was a little bit was that it leaked into the lid. That's the only bugbear with that, but and I found that out because I always stand everything, you know, foundations, I always stand them upright. So I can see that this is probably a little bit thicker than the foundation. Also, I had to squeeze quite firmly to get the product out. Usually, you know, you're a little bit worried, aren't you, about squeezing new products because you don't want it going everywhere, but you need a little bit of a firm hand with that, whereas with this it looks like it's not quite as thick in consistency. But of course, you know, you don't want foundation too thick, otherwise it will look really cakey. Now I've put that amount of product, I would say it's probably about a pea-sized amount, if not a little bit more than that, but not, you know, it's about a pea-sized amount. I've got my kabuki brush from eBay. I've had a lot of inquiries about these. If you just go, and I did actually purchase these a long time ago, so if you do go onto eBay, just add into the search box foundation kabuki and you will see lots of these. They usually come in a pack of around about 7 and it's a very minimal amount. So I'm going to use that brush and see how I get on. The shade is good, F4, but like I say, you know, it matches the Conceal and Define concealer and also the foundation. It's covered really well as well, so I'm just going to pat it on now, make sure. Wow, that is incredible. I've got a little bit of redness on my skin, not much, but now I'm really impressed with this. I've done quite a number of videos where I'm applying foundation, and I don't think there's one where I've applied foundation on my nose with a brush, because in every single video where I apply the foundation on my nose, it never sticks. I don't know why. So yeah, I've always got to put it on with my finger, but not with this. It does feel very, very creamy to apply. It also feels, I mean, it's not what I would say really thick, you know, not that kind of thickness where your face is going to look cakey at all. It's also got some dewiness to it as well. But it doesn't feel thick to apply, yet it gives you that full coverage. So that's really good. Now also, let me just do the very last bit and I'll be able to say, wow, I have done my whole face with one pea-sized amount. Now usually when I put my L'Oreal on, bearing in mind that that's a matte foundation, I mean I love it, but I usually have to use quite a bit of that to cover my whole face, usually 2 or 3 pea-sized amounts to get that full coverage. But this, it has gone on really well. It's a little bit dewier than I would have wanted, but obviously I'm going to add powder in a moment. But I really like the coverage. I really like the colour. And I really like the ease of application as well. Plus, it applied to my nose with the brush. It's covered up the redness. Also, I've got a little bit of a vein on this area, and that's covered that. I've got a couple of scars on my face. It's covered that up. You can't see anything. Now, although I say that it's covered, it still has given a natural finish, as in my face doesn't look cakey, which I don't want, because you would have known if you've been watching my videos for a couple of weeks that when the snow hit, it dried out my face very, very much. So I've had to use the Makeup Revolution baking oil, and it's really sorted my skin out. You know, it's even better than it was. But I don't want that cakey look. This is certainly not cakey. I really, really like the feel of it, actually. It's very lightweight, and for a full coverage full coverage foundation, really, really impressed by that so far. Now what I've got to do is just mattify that a little bit, and I really want to try their translucent powder because I've seen that they do one, so that will be probably my next buy. But at the moment I'm using the Obsession palette, which has got all the contours in, and this is how I do my makeup every day, so it's going to be a very good judge. So I'm using just a Real Techniques, is it the blush brush, contour brush, and I just go into the yellow powder and I'll just mattify the areas. Now I don't usually put powder all over my face, but I just put it in a few areas where I want that shine to not be too bad. I mean, at the end of the day, we all want a little bit of shine. Even when I'm wearing my matte foundation, it does give me a little bit of a shine throughout the day, because if you have that really matte look, it gives you a mask kind of look. You need some kind of dewiness, and even though I don't want my face to look too oily, you know, I want some kind of you know, dewiness coming through. I don't want it to be just like a mask, and I want to be you know, my face to look healthy and glowing. So that's, you know, the base applied, as in foundation and also the concealer. It's definitely very, very good at covering anything on your face. I'm really impressed with that. I'm actually impressed with the finish. I don't want it to be too oily though, because I'm finding with the stick foundation, I mean, I love it when I apply it. I love it for a couple of hours, but by the end of the day, it's looking a little bit oily on me. And, you know, I want the dewiness, but I don't want too much oil, like I say. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to now add my face products to see how that works with the foundation. Of course, I'm using the Renaissance Glow palette, and I'm also going to use this, and I'm using this for the first time. I love this. It's a highlight and contour flex brush, and I just love this so, so much. So I'm just going to use the smaller end just to give me a little bit of definition here. Well, that's worked really nicely. I've been putting off trying this brush, and I thought this morning I must try it because I absolutely love the highlighting side so much. That is so, so good. So it's given me a little bit of definition without it being too much. Perfect. Now I'm changing over to my fan brush from NYX, and I'm just going to just give myself a little bit of bronze. We want a little bit of a bronzy glow, otherwise I find my face looks a little bit pale. I always have a spot there, unfortunately, where I don't know why it just looks on camera like there's a circle on my face. I can go over it and over it, but it's still going to be, you know, like a circle. And now for the forehead, which I've forgotten. I don't know why, but I keep forgetting to do my forehead. I just love this Renaissance Glow powder so much. There, so I'm a little bit more bronze than I was. I'm just going to add a bit more. You can never ever have too much of this powder. I just love it. Perfect. Just tidy that up a little bit. Okay, now I'm moving to the blush, and I'm using the MAC's Tenderling today. Obviously you can use any blush that you like. I don't know why, but I always go back to the MAC blushes. Now what I want to do is just blend that in a little bit. So far, so good. So now what I want is the other side of my flex brush. And I'm getting a little bit of the Rose Gold Skin Kiss. I don't even know why I'm looking at the name of it. I know it off by heart. Rose Gold Skin Kiss, or Rose Gold Kiss. I just love this so much. And I love this brush. If you haven't tried out this flex brush for highlighting, you really need to. It is amazing. And it just blends that highlight in so nicely. It gives you the glow, but without it. If you're like me and you like that subtle glow. Love that. Now I want to finish off the eye or eyes. There's my brush. So today I used the Makeup Revolution Life on the Dance Floor VIP palette. It's the golden one. I'm obsessed with this palette. I just used my eye contour brush from Primark. I'm going into Worthy, and I just love this palette so much. If you want that neutral eye look, then you may want to pick up this. I just absolutely love it. That is really gorgeous. I love this colour underneath the eye. Also, you cannot tell, or I cannot tell, how well a concealer has worked until I've put the foundation, not the foundation, the eyeshadow on. I'm getting myself totally confused. That looks really good. Now I just want an inner corner. Oh, there it is. I'm just changing to this brush, which is the PS Pro Shading Eye Brush. Is it the shading? Yeah, Shading Eye Brush. It's just a pencil brush, and I'm getting a little bit more of Celebrity, which is what I went in with on the lid. just putting a little bit of that around the inner corner. I don't want it to be really intense, but I want a little bit. So that's the eyes completed. And now I want to add a lipstick. Now, if you saw my haul yesterday, you would have seen that I picked up 6 of the new Pro Supreme Matte Lip Pigments. I'm going with the shade Veil today. I wore, I can't remember, was it Vitality in yesterday's video? I'll link it down below so you can have a look at that, but I am going to be doing a full lip swatch video of the 6 shades that I picked up. I absolutely love the packaging. The only thing that I'm not 100% on, and it's only minor, I love everything, I love the look of it, but I would like to remove these stickers because I don't like these white stickers, but I can't because then I won't know the name because there's no name on the bottom. It looks like there's a space for the name, but it's not there. And I don't like these white stickers. I think that they're not very nice when I take photographs of these, and it's in the spot where I would like where this Pro matches, but that's the only thing. But apart from that, I love the packaging. I think it looks so expensive. I also love how you apply them. Now sometimes, and if you're a regular viewer again, you know that I sometimes struggle to put on especially liquid lipsticks, depending on the doe foot. I'm absolutely loving this doe foot. It moves, it bends with your lips, and I really like the fact that it actually also goes around your lips so well. So we're going to put that to the test again. Now this is the first time that I've applied this, and it's already reminding me of a Morphe shade. That applicator is one of the easiest applicators I have ever used. I love that. It just, and I really love the feel of these liquid lipsticks as well. I know that they're calling them lip pigments, but I just feel that they are so comfortable. I'm loving this shade. Now I'm not usually drawn to shades like this because I do find sometimes that peachy shades, they actually make me look a little bit pasty, but I really love this colour. Now it reminds me a little bit of the Renaissance lipstick. So it starts off, obviously it's a liquid lipstick, it's going to be different, but it starts off a little bit glossy, and then it well, mine did yesterday, and I tried 2 actually. I tried on the one that I was wearing in my video yesterday, which is very similar to this, but it's more pink, so it's a pink nude. This is obviously more of a apricot nude. And by the end of, well, after a little while, they dried down matte. And then after a couple of hours after I filmed the video, I changed to a deeper shade just to test that out. Before I do the video, and they both dried down matte. So although this one looks quite glossy, I'm hoping that it's going to dry down matte. Now getting back to the foundation and the concealer, and to talk more about what I think about that. Now the coverage is amazing. It certainly says, or does what it says. It's a full cover camouflage foundation. I also like the fact that it gives you the full coverage, but it's not cakey. It has got a little bit of glossiness to it, which I've had to powder down. I'm getting used to these dewy foundations. As you know, my holy grail is L'Oreal. I'm trying to venture out and use other foundations. I want more of a glow, because sometimes that can be a little bit cakey. The only thing that I don't want from a foundation is that at the end of the day, I don't want my foundation to look really oily. So this is definitely not a matte foundation, but it doesn't state that it's matte. And I knew that when I purchased it, but I liked the fact that it was a full cover, because we all have days where we need to cover or feel that we need that extra cover. It looks really lovely. It feels, it doesn't feel matte, but it also felt when I applied it that it had some kind of, and I said this about another foundation that I've recently applied, that it seems not to be like a flat foundation. When you apply it, it's got some kind of, I don't know, serum or something in it. It feels more, and it feels lovely on the skin. It certainly doesn't look cakey, doesn't look thick, and I think sometimes when you put on a full coverage, you do have to then build it up, and sometimes that can then make it look cakey and thick and like a mask. This one doesn't do it. It's covered everything. I mean, not that I've got, anything particularly wrong with my skin. I've got redness. It covered it straight away. I only had to use a pea-sized amount to get this full coverage look. And to cover my whole of my face. So I'm really, really impressed with that. So it covered the whole of my face plus my neck, and yeah, so all in all, very, very good. I think also if you've got dry skin, this would work really well. I don't know how it's going to work with my oils, but like I say, I must get their translucent powder and try that. Now to the concealer. I thought yesterday, and I mentioned this even in my haul video, that this is £5. The Conceal and Define is £4, and this is £5. And looking at it, I thought, wow, that's a small tube. So I'm just going to read out the measurements again. So this one is 8.5ml of product in the concealer, and in the foundation you're getting 25ml. And I did think to myself, wow, that just looks small compared to the foundation. Plus I'm used to the Conceal and Define, which is a tube. I expected it, I suppose, to be a little bit larger in packaging and things like that. But you saw today that you only need one drop of product, one tiny little drop. And yes, I know I've put 2 layers on. It's because under my eyes is my area that I feel needs more coverage, but 2 drops of product, it's amazing. When I pop on the Conceal and Define, and I really love that concealer because it dries, but also what I found with that one is that because it does dry, it does sometimes highlight the lines under my eyes. I haven't particularly got that many lines, but because it dries down, I always then put powder over the top, which is how I like to wear it. It then can highlight a little bit of the fine lines. I feel that because this one is a little bit more dewier, it gives me more flexibility, I suppose, under the eye, so that I can smile and I can talk and I can move my face without the foundation perhaps not working with my face, if you see what I mean. This has got a lot of movement to it once it's on the face, so I can move my face, like I said, I can smile and talk without feeling that it's going to really highlight any of those lines. But yeah, I really, really like the finish. I like the look of it. It's worked with my makeup. I'd really love to hear your thoughts about it, actually. Yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. What are you thinking about the concealer? What are your thoughts about the foundation? Have you purchased any of these? Have you used them? What are your thoughts? Really love to hear your feedback. But yeah, obviously I've got to see how this wears throughout the day. I will obviously let you know, probably in tomorrow's video, because this is now going to be a whole week dedicated to the new products from Revolution Pro. I'm so excited to try the rest. Really think that the colour F4 works really well, and I must say that this lipstick, I'm not going to tell you which Morphe liquid lipstick it reminds me of. I would love your thoughts on that as well down below. But if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. You don't want to miss the rest of the week. I've got eyeshadow palettes, I've got large eyeshadow palettes, small eyeshadow palettes. I have got another foundation, the Dropper foundation. I have got glitter eyeshadows, which I've got to get the a glitter glue. I've got highlights, I've got everything, but I want to share them with you, like I said, all through the week. I can't wait. So do subscribe to watch further videos, like I said. But until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching, and I would also love it if you listed down below what you would like to see next. I've got in my mind what I'd like to see, but I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. But like I say, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.